home without a realtor? Would you canoe without a life jacket? Would you ride on the back of a motorcycle without hanging on tight to your girlfriend? I'm your girlfriend. People want a house that speaks to them. Or not a house that actually speaks to them. They'd have to disclose that to the buyer, which would be awkward. Although, I guess you could always have the house tell them.
This is a new video from Benny Johnson covering some first released footage in behind the Epstein Island and the Epstein home, as James O'Keefe has been researching this stuff. So we're going to react to this video. Definitely go check out Benny Johnson's channel as well as James O'Keefe and his website and stuff. And let's check this out.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. Last week, federal law enforcement finally admitted that they've been covering up for Jeffrey Epstein and his sick crimes in revealing that they have tens of thousands of videos of a pornographic nature that were taken on Epstein's Island Ranch and Manhattan mansion. No doubt on those videotapes, you'll have presidents, prime ministers, heads of state, Hollywood celebrities, bankers, and billionaires. That's the list that we want.
And Oprah, probably.
Until we get those videos, however, I have something else disturbing to show you. The most disturbing video of Jeffrey Epstein doesn't include Jeffrey Epstein at all, actually. It includes the wife of a very powerful senator. Her name is Cindy McCain. She's been an ambassador. She was married to John McCain throughout his entire time in the U.S. Senate, where he sat on the Intel Committee. She's here at a human trafficking conference, and she says this.
Did you guys know that for most of the people watching YouTube videos, only a small percentage of those people are actually subscribed to those channels? But subscribing is really quick and easy. All you have to do is first to make a YouTube account, which is free, and then after that, go down to the video that you're watching, hit the like button, which goes a long way in helping out the algorithm, and then go over and hit the subscribe button. After you've hit the subscribe button, click the drop down arrow and click the option that says all, so that can notify you whenever a new video from this creator has dropped. Subscribing is free, and making a YouTube account is also free. It allows you to keep up with all of your favorite content creators, and of course it goes a long way in helping out my channel, and I really do appreciate it. So with all of that being said, back to the video.
About Jeffrey Epstein.
It hides in plain sight.
Oh,
Epstein
boy.
was hiding in plain sight. We all knew about him. We all knew what he was doing.
We all knew about him. We all knew what he was doing. So
That's not surprising. I knew that already. There is literally a Family Guy episode where Stewie brings up Jeffrey Epstein and talks about his basement and kind of stuff. I believe there's a South Park one too. There are hints all throughout where everyone even references Epstein like, yeah, we all kind of know. It's insane.
as one of the most powerful women in all of politics, her husband ran for president as the Republican nominee. He remained the most powerful and senior member of the Senate for most of his life. John McCain is a very powerful man. Yet Cindy McCain admits something here.
But we had no one that was, no legal aspect that would go after him. They were afraid of him. For whatever reason, they were afraid of him.
Well, your husband was on the Intel Committee, lady. Maybe you could ask some questions about this? I don't remember John McCain ever talking about Jeffrey Epstein at all. She's saying we all knew about him and that it hides in plain sight. Well, you know, the nature of evil actually is that it does hide in plain sight. It has to be very outward. It has to be very grandiose and grotesque. This is and always has been the nature of evil. Some of those evil...
That's an interesting statement. I don't know. I think some evil hides in plain sight. Most evil is done in darkness. It's done in the secret. It's done in the shadows where you can't see. I think some of the more dangerous forms of evil can hide in plain sight. It depends what we're talking about, though.
people on Earth are the pedestrians.
But it's like what he did was behind closed doors. What he did was in the shadows. What he did was hidden and secret and darkness. And even though he himself was in the public view. You know what I mean?
Brothers. They run the Democrat Party. They run Democrat presidents and administrations. up to and including the Obama administration and the Biden administration. Tony Podesta famously had some artwork on his walls. Very disturbing and sick stuff.
That's strange.
Including children in horrifying positions.
Ooh, that is strange.
Stuff that shouldn't even be legal. Speaking of demons, here's one of his pieces of art that the Podestas purchased. Again, these are the masterminds behind the modern Democrat Party. Children in cages being carted off by demons as they scream. The children are screaming in the cages and the demons are carrying.
That's disturbing. That is very disturbing to see. That's very strange. That's a red flag.
Them
big red flag.
off to torture them. This is the kind of art that was hanging on the wall, and it really does tell you something about who's running the modern Democrat Party. Again, these are the Podestas from the Podesta emails about spirit cooking dinners and pizza parties and hot dogs. Anyway, they're not the only predators and creeps to have strange wall hangings and decorations. Jeffrey Epstein had this famous photo painting of Bill Clinton in the famous blue dress.
I don't know if that's funny. That's like something you'd see on Twitter. But why would you have a painting of that in your home? That's a little weird. If I saw this on Twitter, it'd be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But what?
Blue dress that led to Bill Clinton's impeachment because it had all of his biological material splattered all over the front of it. Monica Lewinsky dress. What a strange photo. Bill Clinton in a dress. Where was it hanging? Oh, it was hanging in the entryway of Jeffrey Epstein's Manhattan mansion. There it is.
I don't know about that one. I feel like you might see that in a Republican's home. It's like, look at this. Look at what Bill Clinton kind of like, I don't know. It is weird to have a giant painting of that, though, isn't it? It's like you post it as a meme on Twitter or something.
One of the few photos you see of the Manhattan mansion. You'll notice also the temple-like structure here. We'll get to that in just a second. What does this photo mean? It means I own you to Bill Clinton. That's what it means. It means you're mine. I've got you on tape. Tapes now that are in the possession of the FBI and DOJ. And damn it, they better release them. He also had a very strange photo, painting of George Bush sitting in a childlike pose, flying paper airplanes into Jenga towers.
Strange.
Okay.
Something you'd see
That's
on
a
Twitter.
recording for another time, but I'll let you infer what you think that is.
Why would you have paintings of that?
The point is that we don't know much about Jeffrey Epstein or his art. We haven't seen much inside of his properties. Since these people are so outward about what they have going on, be interesting to see more. James O'Keefe has promised more. Last week he dropped a video where
we reacted to that video, by the way. Check out that video
Prince
on my channel.
Andrew was effing underage girls. Tape of royal family advisor exposes Prince Andrew's sexual relations with minors and deep ties to Jeffrey Epstein. That's news and certainly is of note, but James promised more. Okay, well, let's wait and watch James cook. And here we go. James says tomorrow, and he gives geographic location on a map. Where is that geographic location? Well, it's right here. That would be Little St. James. This would be Epstein's Island. The main residence, in fact, on Epstein's Island, right there. You can see here the Little St. James Island, the famous temple, and so on. I believe this would be the famous temple site right here, since decommissioned, or has it been? More on that in just a second. So now James has released what was, well, the reporting and the purpose of this tweet with this location. And it is the first footage inside of Jeffrey Epstein's house on Little St. James. Now, up till now, all we've seen has been drone footage of the island mansion.
Right. Keep in mind, even though Alex Jones might be like this giant, like whatever you might think about him, he has been reporting, like, for a long time now. He has been you could look back years ago, we'd bring up the Epstein Island, and everyone said he was crazy. And now look at all this stuff coming out. I don't think he's the super reliable narrator, but 9 times out of 10, it seems like as time goes on, he's like proven right. It's insane.
Here you can see drone footage of federal agents storming the mansion and taking away boxes of evidence, including having Jeffrey Epstein's Apple, you can see there, his Mac screen and tower wrapped up as evidence. Where is all that? You dumb bastards. Where is it all? They keep lying to us, the American people. They keep lying to us as though we don't have this footage.
Yeah, it is very frustrating. You know, maybe kind of like let's expose it. Let's get some justice, you know?
But of course, this drone wasn't able to get inside of the house. James O'Keefe has footage inside of the house. We'll play it for you now. And we have something very important to break down for you afterwards because we noticed something here. Let's go.
Media is releasing never-before-seen footage from inside the buildings on Jeffrey Epstein's island. The island, known as Little St. James, is located in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Drones have flown overhead in the past, independent journalists have snuck ashore, but no footage or images from inside these buildings has ever been published until now. This footage was captured about a year after Epstein's arrest. In this world-exclusive, O'Keefe Media Group takes you through the kitchen inside the main mansion, a villa used for hosting high-profile visitors and events. Through our reporting, we can confirm this footage is authentic. You'll see the entire kitchen is a sterile white with stainless steel appliances. There are sparse decorations, including a few pieces of coral, but there does appear one prominent artwork, a large framed photo of a nude baby in a sink. The baby is holding a phallic-shaped object. The image is hung above the kitchen table. It begs the question, why did Jeffrey Epstein choose to place this image inside of a kitchen where visitors would eat, cook, and entertain? The publication of this footage comes on the heels of our report last week of a royal fixer admitting Prince Andrew had sex with underage girls.
Okay, so we've done a little...
Not... let's just say I wouldn't have that in my kitchen or anywhere else in my apartment or house, or... That's a strange thing. Very strange. Very bad. Yeah, this is the video we reacted to last week.
Extra research on this. And we found some very disturbing facts about what was displayed here in Jeffrey Epstein's kitchen. This is the best that we have right here of the image. There's of a child with a phallic toy object. We'll get to that in just a second. And then another painting inside of this image. What's going on here exactly? Well, the baby in the bathtub is obviously disturbing. This isn't normal artwork. You wouldn't obviously want to hang photos of naked babies in your house.
No.
This artwork behind the baby, however, is a Picasso painting. Here it is. The toy rattle that the baby was holding here is a Little Tykes maraca musical instrument shaker red handle. We're not sure about what that might mean, but we do know what the painting's about. The painting's about drowning children.
Is it?
Les Sauvetage, okay, meaning the rescue in English, is a series of paintings by Pablo Picasso, created in 1932, depicting the rescue of children from drowning. The central figure in these works is Picasso's lover and muse, who was the subject of the rescue scene. The painting captures dramatic seaside rescue. The figures engaged in beach activities while the languid body of a bather is hoisted from the water. The figures in the painting draw unmistakable style of Maria Theresa as she was depicted in Picasso's earlier works from that year.
So the painting is about rescuing a baby from the water, not about drowning, but one that is drowning in the water and then it being rescued in order to, and since it was placed inside this picture of the baby painting, it's like we're rescuing the baby as it's drowning. From drowning?
The series is inspired when she fell into a river and contracted a near-fatal illness. This painting was purchased for $31 million, Sotheby's in New York,
For that?
exceeding its valuation by 75%.
For that chicken scratch? Man, I drew like that when I was in elementary. What are you talking about?
Some say that the painting may have been purchased by the Saudi crown prince. Anyway, this seems to be some type of symbolism here behind
Something.
this child.
Yeah.
The saving of innocent people from drowning.
I mean, is it just a picture? It looks like it's just a photo taken of a baby with this picture in the background of an actual baby in the sink with a toy. And then they turn that into a painting.
And the baby in the bath. It's freaking dark, man.
It's
But
definitely very weird.
You might say, hey, listen, that's not really much in the James O'Keefe video. There's not really a lot going on there.
True, yeah.
Well, if James has this video inside of the island, is he teasing more releases? Yes, he is. At the beginning of the video, James says we have more videos, plural, from inside of the island, and that we'll be releasing them soon. This may be just the first in a series, we'd have to assume. And
I hope so, because that wasn't really that much. There's some weird stuff going on, but I was expecting more, to be honest with you.
And will we see more artwork? Will that artwork include Bill Clinton, as it did in Jeffrey Epstein's mansion in Manhattan? Big question that I have is about the temple on the island, the famous Jeffrey Epstein temple.
Yeah, I hope he does show more, because, like, that's weird. There's some weird stuff going on there, to be sure. But that's not enough. Like, we're going to need more than that, okay? Like, release it all. And this is, you know, why does James O'Keefe even have to do this? Where is the government? They have all this stuff. This chick who's in charge, who's been running everything, and James O'Keefe revealed her about, you know, we reacted to it in the last video about how she kind of talked about how, oh, there's all these videos, and she was just spewing it out over this casual lunch date with some random person, and then the O'Keefe media group contacted her, and they're like, hey, we got you. And then later she gives a statement to the press, which is basically she's saying the exact same thing. And it's like, why aren't you releasing more of this stuff? And the more I hear of, oh, we're trying to protect the victims, I keep hearing that more and more. And I'm starting to feel like this is starting to sound more and more like BS. Like, where's the stuff? Where's the juicy stuff? I don't know. Love to know what you guys think. Please let me know. Leave a comment in the video description. I'd love to know what you think. And as always, thank you for watching. Please hit the like button too. Really appreciate that. Thanks for watching. Have a great freaking day, guys.